out of Dallas, and this is a live look right here of this breaking news situation, as we know that one student was shot and injured at Wilmer-Hutchins High School. And again, you can see a large, heavy police presence right there as you see some officers there in the parking lot. But we do want to now head over to our Fox 4 team as they continue their coverage on this breaking news out of Southeast Dallas.
Outside the campus and headed towards the athletic complex, and at some point, as a result of a pursuit, it appears that the shooter was taken into custody. But that is a very preliminary report. That is something, of course, we're trying to get some confirmation on. And there's, of course, a number of other questions we'd like to ask of the officials in the area. They're certainly acutely aware of
Okay, great news. There's a briefing from Dallas ISD, we believe, or their police department now. Let's see if we can pick that up and join that in progress at the campus.
Suspect in custody.
So we don't got no information. But I want my child out because
everybody should
not protect her.
Everybody is secure inside this classroom.
I'm not high. I just want to say I want mine out.
I want mine out. And we have several officers inside.
I want a real good lawyer because that's negligence.
Yeah, let me. So emotions are raw, and it's understandable. Parents, having seen other things happen in other schools, parents are on edge. They want their children now. They want to hug their children. The good news, as our source reported, suspect in custody. So that Dallas ISD police officer, Dan Gobman, was trying to talk to some parents, and it wasn't actually a press conference yet, but he was trying to put their fears at ease. And mamas right now just want to hug their children.
Yes, and what we have is a school on lockdown following this incident. We apparently do have an update, or we're going to check in again with Alex Boyer. Alex?
Hey, Dan, and I don't know if our camera was hot when this was going on. I think I heard Sean mentioning emotions are high, and indeed that is the case, as you may be able to still hear behind me. Parents just getting a brief update from district police. An officer kind of summoned all the parents around who have gathered here at the corner of the school and said, hey, parents, come over. Let me give you an update. When they came over, the officer said, did inform them that one person had been shot, that somebody else, I believe she said, was taken into custody. That part is unclear, but I do recall him saying that one person had been shot and that no one else was injured. And at this point, what they were doing was going through the classrooms, following their own procedure that they have to make sure that the school is clear and safe, and that then they would reunify the students with their parents. That was basically it. It was, as Sean mentioned, not a press conference, but of course parents having their first opportunity to speak with police began asking questions of that officer, who really was just there to provide an update. He wasn't able to really give any more specific details, which is then when parents, with their emotions running high, of course, wanting more details, wanting to be able to get their kid out of that school, decided to started getting a little heated. I need to move over a little bit. Police are asking us to move out of the way. The buses are getting here to pick up the students. So I'm going to go ahead and send that back to you momentarily as we kind of readjust here. But what you're seeing right now are the school buses coming through, no doubt picking up the students who don't know at this point if they're going to be sent elsewhere for reunification or how that's going to play out. That was one of the questions that the parents had here of that officer who came to give them that update. And again, that officer is saying that it was unclear to him at this point how that reunification would happen. But as you're seeing right here live right now, district school buses are arriving, so they have opened the roadway, at least momentarily, to allow these school buses through. But looking back, I still see that there are officers with emergency lights keeping the access road that we're on seemingly closed to the driving public. Guys, back to you.
All right, thanks very much. Alex Boyer reporting live for us at Wilmer-Hutchins High School.
So we were talking about not seeing the buses earlier.
Yeah.
Now we see them, and we know the reunification is going to take place. If they're going to put them on the bus, they're going to take them to another location.
All right, and we're continuing to follow this story this morning at Wilmer-Hutchins High School. Fox 4 News at noon is starting right now.
You're watching Fox 4 News.
Good afternoon. Thanks for joining us. The story we're following this morning, 10:36 a.m., a report of a student at Wilmer-Hutchins High School, southern Dallas County, was shot, suffered a leg injury in that incident from what we understand, another student, but that's one of the questions we're still trying to find out. The shooting itself, Sean, from what you've been able to find out,
we believe that happened inside. The school. We believe the shooting happened in the school. One student shot, the shooter leaving the campus, leaving the building, pursued by authorities, and that person is in custody. We know that. That is good news.
The district also issuing a statement earlier this morning saying, in part, all students are safe, according to the district, and, quote, as we have initiated our safety protocols. And when we talk about protocols, well, we're seeing a live picture now from Sky 4. There are more school buses arriving. Apparently, from what we can tell, the school was placed on lockdown, and then officers entered the school building, going room to room, checking every part of the building to make sure it is secure and that there is no further threat to students. The school buses arriving, that tells us the students will be loaded onto those buses and taken to a reunification center, a location off campus, but we don't know what that location would be yet.
Right, but the district, in their protocol plan, they have for each campus a location near there where they will take students that's been identified. Could be a church, could be a library, could be another school campus, but there's a place that's already been identified where these students will be taken today.
Yes, certainly every school in the state of Texas, throughout the United States, in fact, plans for this kind of incident. They do meticulous pre-planning so that when the worst happens, as in a shooting inside a school building, everyone knows what to do and how to respond. Again, from the shooter, we can confirm is in custody. One student injured, shot in the leg, and we do want to now check in with Stephen Dial, who is just alongside the campus. Stephen.
Yeah, and right now the parents have actually been let further down. So we talked about those buses. The buses have pulled in front of the school, but then you also saw those parents that we showed moments ago, some of which were very upset and emotional, wanting to be reunited with their children. Now officers have let them come down basically to the front of the parking lot of Wilmer-Hutchins High School, and those buses, about 6 of them, have lined up on the curbside in front of the school. Just to recap for those who maybe weren't in our coverage when we cut in, as you mentioned, at least one person, a student, shot, where we don't know the extent of their injuries, but Dallas Fire Rescue confirmed that they arrived here, 2 calls around 10:36 this morning of an active shooter at the time. Now, according to an officer who just briefed parents, that officer told the parents that they have one person in custody, and we are working to try to get more information. That was the latest information that we had so far as to if the person's in custody. Officially, we know that there is one person in custody. We know officially that one person has been injured and transported to the hospital. We don't know the extent of his or her injuries, though. But the main thing right now, the latest development, as you can see unfolding right now live, is the parents have been escorted down by officers to be reunified with their children, and then the buses are in front of the school right now.